piano, Dewey. Right there. Oh yeah, he's in the ukulele. What a great guy.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this beautiful fall day. Not a bit of rain. Gotta love the weatherman. Perfect. Today we have special guest star, Michael Scheuerman, sometime known as Michael Smith in my emails, but
I've only known John for 9 years, and he thinks my name is Smith.
it's easier to spell.
Well, that's for darn sure.
And we're going to play some blues for you today. I have an assortment of tunes. Mike loves the blues, and I'm trying to learn to play them on the ukulele.
And we're gonna talk a little bit about the history of the blues, if that's okay with y'all.
And we're going to start with a Ray Charles tune that we learned because we like the way that Joe Cocker does it.
Unchain my heart, baby, let me go. Unchain my heart, you don't love me no more. Got me through the life of misery. You can carry a bag of beans for me, so unchain my heart.
Ray Charles, Joe Cocker, and all the other people. Let's do that little C in that little the
Okay.
Black Mountain and the other one, and then we'll come back to do that minor one.
See, that's the
Black, yeah, a little
that's the
straight.
12-bar.
This is straight 12-bar blues.
Okay.
This is kind of classic, straight blues. There are a million songs to these, and this one we're gonna, when we sing the chorus to "Great Big Woman," we're not gonna make that 4 change.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
Little rehearsal at the end here. So.
Was on Black Mountain, say the child to spit in your face. He was on Black Mountain, say the child to spit in your face. All the babies cry for whiskey, and all the birds sing bass. If you go to Black Mountain, be sure to take your razor and gun. If you go to Black Mountain, take your razor and gun. 'Cause the folks on Black Mountain got a strange way of having fun. One more time.
Okay.
This is a different song, it sounds the same.
Same key, right?
It's gonna stay right in here, yeah. Great big woman and a lady baby bottle of wine. Great big woman and a little bitty bottle of wine. I don't care to lose a woman, but I sure hate to lose that wine. Well, I've seen all your women from Denver to Portland, Maine. I've seen all your women from Denver to Portland, Maine. And to my way of thinking, them women's is all the same. Well, one more time, man. Sing it with me. Great big woman and a little bitty bottle of wine.
A great big
Woman and a little bitty bottle of wine. I don't care to lose a woman, but I sure hate to lose that wine. Don't care. I don't care to lose a woman, but I sure hate to lose that wine. That first one was a Bessie Smith song from the 1920s, 26, 27 maybe. Wonderful singer. And the other one, I learned both of those sitting around a session at a bluegrass festival someplace. And so I looked up who did the other one, the Great Big Woman and a Little Bottle of Wine. I thought maybe it was a jug band tune. And the first name that popped up, which surprised me and surprised all the people I would play with at the music store, first name that popped up that did it was Earl Scruggs and Lester Flatt. So there you are, you never know what Lester and Earl are up to.
So let me ask you, anybody have any idea where the blues started? You said New Orleans? Muscle Shoals.
That's a young answer.
Yeah. Oh, well then you can't answer. There's a little bit of difference of opinion about where the blues started. And the people in New Orleans think they invented both the blues and jazz. But the theory that I believe is that the blues started from the plantation slaves singing chants and songs they brought with them from Africa. And it stayed the same pretty much for a long time. And then there was two guys. One was W.C. Handy, who is considered to be the father of the blues. He wrote the first blues songs in that, what we call a 12-bar progression. And then there's another guy named Charlie Patton. Handy is considered the godfather of the blues, kind of like John is the godfather of music in Crestwood. So, but then Charlie Patton is considered the godfather of the Delta blues, and that's the story I believe. And there's been a number of folks throughout the years that have added to that curiousness and perfection of the blues. One is a guy named Robert Johnson. And Robert Johnson wrote 29 songs that became the inspiration for all of these folks that followed him, like Muddy Waters, like Howlin' Wolf, like Eric Clapton. In fact, Eric Clapton's song, Crossroad Blues, is a Robert Johnson song. Robert Johnson is famous for, and I believe this, he sold his soul to the devil there at the Crossroads, and that's where he got all of his talent to write these incredibly important 29 songs. People dispute me on that, but I know I'm right. So he did sell his soul to the devil at the intersection of 19 and 41 in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Great history. It goes on forever and ever through Muddy Waters, through Eric Clapton, through Jeff Beck, and all those folks that were all those English folks that were enamored with the blues. And a lot of what we hear through our current music comes from the blues, and what we hear from our subsequent music through Chuck Berry and all the rest of them is the same chord progression, the same songs from those original blues songs. You know, if you think of Chubby Checker. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. That's a blues song. He just configured it differently. And that's what we have here, is just songs that are done differently in the style of the blues. And so much of today's rock and roll and today's blues rock is from the blues. And that's why they say the blues had a baby, actually had two babies. One was rock and roll and the other was blues rock. And so if you study it like, I'm a nerd, I know that. If you study it like I have, it makes total sense that the blues evolved into rock and roll and blues rock. And we've got a few blues guys that are around today. Joe Bonamassa, Derek Trucks, and some others that are keeping it alive. Some of these guys are dying off pretty fast. B.B. King passed away. Anybody heard of B.B. King? Yes. Yeah, B.B. King passed away a couple years ago, and they are rapidly dying away. But hopefully the new young guns that are taking their place are going to keep the blues alive. And certainly the 12-bar progression that John was just talking about is going to live on, because basically it's easy. You know, we have the same, it doesn't matter what the song is, what the key is, we can all get together and play a 12-bar progression. And that's the difference between blues players and jazz players. Blues is pretty simple. Of course, we have all these sound effects that we use. But the jazz players, those guys are really, really talented. There's a story goes that the jazz players know 300 chords and they have 3 people to come see them. That the blues players and the rock players know 3 chords and they have 300 people, 3,000 people, 3 million people to come see them. So anyway, it's kind of fun to talk about and fun for me to have studied all these years. I've come a long way from my first guitar teacher, who was the first violinist in the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, and it's evolved through there, and it's fun to play. And most of what you hear, not most of it, a lot of what you hear at the on the lawn and in the ballroom is blues flavored. So anyway, thought I'd put my 2 cents in for the blues.
Perfect.
And thank you, John, for having me come.
So Robert Johnson, if you all remember, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The character, the guitar player that they picked up at the crossroads was a nod to Robert Johnson. He said he sold his soul to the devil, and they said, "You sold your soul?" He says, "I wasn't using it anyway." So here's a New Orleans tune. I went down to old Joe's barroom, corner of the square, where the drinks are being served as usual, and the usual crowd was there. On my left stood Joe McKennedy. Eyes were bloodshot red, and he told me this sad, sad story. These were the words he said. I went down to St. James Infirmary. I saw my baby there, stretched out on a long white table, so cool and fine and fair. Let her go, God bless her. Whatever now she may be, she may search that whole world over and never find another like me. Make those blues start. Bring out your rubber-tied hack. It's 17 miles to the graveyard. My baby should never come back. Now you've heard my story. Have another round of booze. Anyone should ever ask you, I got the St. James Infirmary blues. Down to St. James Infirmary, I saw my baby there, laid out on a long white table, so long and cool and fair, so long and cool and fair. Yeah, a little New Orleans.
Did y'all hear those lyrics? Where was his baby? In the mortuary. She was at the coroner's office, laying on the white table.
So long and cool.
Long and cool.
And fair. We're gonna do one from Gershwin, who wrote this for Porgy and Bess, and it's become. Tell them about this song. This is interesting. We've played this several times from here, from the stage here.
This song has been recorded more than any other song in history. Summertime. The most popular recording is by Janis Joplin. At least this is what the internet says. And
Gotta be true.
yeah, it's got to be true. Kind of like the Reader's Digest when I was a kid. So it's been recorded 25,000 times. And I don't know who keeps track of this, but it's supposedly in the Guinness Book of World Records. Been recorded 25 times. Let me talk about Janis Joplin a minute. Anybody know what the 27 Club is? Pardon? It's not just her. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, our friend that we just talked about, Robert Johnson, who sold his soul to the devil, died at 27. Brian, the guy from the Rolling Stones, Brian Jones, is that his name? Whatever his name is. Kurt Cobain. There's like 25 people that died at the age of 27, famous musicians. And obviously nobody knows why or what happened, but there's a bunch of them, and it's called the 27 Club. Not a club, of course I'm way past 27, not a club that anybody ever wants to be in. And then it's called the 27 Club. And again, I'm so much of a nerd, I know all this crap.
And the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, and don't you cry. You're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings
morning, nothing can harm you. With Mama and Daddy standing by. I was just thinking that you are getting kind of the Blues for Civilians concert today. Because if we were a real blues band, you would have heard those 4 songs over the course of 2.5 hours. Because they would just play them over and over and over again. And they play them, I always thought they just played them because they like to play them, but they play them until they sound right to everybody. That takes about 45 minutes to make everybody happy. So cool. Jimmy Reed, tell a Jimmy Reed story.
Have y'all heard of Jimmy Reed? He's one of the pioneers of the blues. He's one of those fellas. He did a lot of "You Got Me Running, You Got Me Hiding, You Got Me Running, Hiding, Hiding." You've heard those songs. You probably danced at them well, y'all are not old enough to have been to sock hops. But you is that Kevin? I mean, Stan? Yeah. We did these songs at the sock hops, and he was fairly famous throughout the country, but he got taken advantage of, like a lot of the early black artists. He sold all of his songs and his recordings and all of the rights to the music and stuff to the record promoters, etc., etc. And he wound up penniless. And when I was in college at Georgia State, I was the big surprise. I was the social chairman, and I got a call one day from the guy that did a lot of booking for me. He said, "Y'all have a party tonight, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, why don't you? I got Jimmy Reed here. He needs something to do." And I said, "I can't afford Jimmy Reed. I mean, this is a big star. I mean, he played across the country." And this guy was so broke, and my heart went out to him. This guy was so broke, the booking agent said, "Oh, he can come for $50. So I hired Jimmy Reed, who's a nationally acclaimed blues artist, and created a genre of the blues for $50 one night when I was a junior in college. So sad, but there's lots of stories like that for these guys that got taken care of. I talked to B.B. King one time, and I said, "B.B., anybody know what B.B. stands for?" "You do, Blues Boy." But I was talking to B.B. King one time. It was a great opportunity, and I said, "Who is Jules?" I can't remember the last name. If you buy a piece of sheet music, a song that B.B. wrote, I said, "Who is that?" He said, "Well, he was my record producer, and he demanded that I give him writing credit. So every time B.B. sold a song, a record, a piece of sheet music, any of that stuff, this guy who did nothing got a share of B.B.'s revenue. Not fair what we did to them, and hopefully some of us, including me, have become better people knowing about the sins of the past." So that's my story about Jimmy Reed.
Okay.
Because you got me running.
Got me running. Hide.
Y'all dance to this.
You got me running, you got me hiding, got me run, hide, run, any way you wanna let me roll. Yeah, got me doing what you want. Wow, Mama, you wanna let me go?
You're going down.
There you go. You sing a little bit.
Going up, down, down, up, anywhere you want me to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You got me doing what you want me, anywhere you
Let
want
me
me.
go.
I got you peeping.
You got me hiding. Any way you want to let it roll. Yeah, 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 yeah. You got me doing what you want. Why don't you let it go? Yeah, Jimmy Reed. So
I know y'all dance to that. Unless you're Dewey. Dewey only danced to, what, swing songs from the 40s?
we have a couple more for you if we have time. Anybody think we've been here too long? This seems like a short blues thing to me, but it's fun. All right, we're going to do one that everybody in the world has done, but nobody's done it like the Georgia Boys.
Y'all know who the Georgia Boys are? From Macon, Georgia? The Allman Brothers Band. Actually from Florida, but they made their mark in Macon, Georgia.
We're in G, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to start this.
Oh. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. There we go.
They call it Stormy Monday. And Tuesday's just as bad. Call it Stormy Monday. Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesdays was Thursdays I'm so sad. Eagle flies on Friday.
Y'all know what that means?
Saturday I go out and play. You know I'm trying to find my baby. Oh, please come home to me.
How much time we got left? We ran out. You're getting more than your money's worth today.
All right, we're going to do just a little sampling of a song that's been played in the blues style occasionally. No place more famous than in 1969, probably, in this style. I'm going to turn the stage over to Michael.
What do we do? Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to play this song at midnight when I was a child. When the TV stations stopped broadcasting. And it didn't mean much to me at that time, other than my mom yelling at me, "Time to go to bed!" So, and so they played the Star Spangled Banner, and y'all may have incurred this same experience wherever y'all lived when you were a child. But then all of a sudden, it seemed like all of a sudden, years later I graduated from college, and I was all of a sudden at Fort Polk, Louisiana, on a parade field, getting sworn into the United States Army. And there's 200 of us on this parade field. And after they swore us in, where we would defend our country, all that stuff. Some of y'all probably did that. Then they played the Star Spangled Banner, and it had more meaning for me at that time than it ever had. To start. And since tomorrow is tomorrow Veterans Day? Yeah, okay. Yeah, since tomorrow's Veterans Day, and I'm a veteran, and my family's actually a Gold Star family. My uncle, who I never met, was killed in September 1943 at the invasion of Salerno. Some of y'all may have seen my presentation because it was kind of cool. He was such a hero. For his valor, they named a ship after him. And so there's a fast response cutter in the Coast Guard that's now got my family name on the back of it, which is pretty darn cool. So as you know, Memorial Day is for those people for those individuals that were killed in combat or killed while serving, and Veterans Day is to salute all the rest of us. Although we certainly salute my uncle at the same time. So we're going to try a very important song right now called the Star Spangled Banner, and I think you're supposed to stand up for this. I think.
Thank you, and thank you all for your service, the guys that served. It was great. We've reached that time in our program, so sing along with us. I'm going to see if we do this in a little bit of a blues style for you. Gonna crank up our electronic memory. So next week, I won't be here. I'm going to go to school. We're taking a ukulele cruise, so I'm going to go and get educated. And then the following week is Thanksgiving, but the day after Thanksgiving is Friday. And I've talked to the boys I play with at the music store and asked them if they would come back on that day. So if you remember Buster and Mike and Wade and Andy, we'll have a whole band here. So if you're here around on that Friday on Thanksgiving, if your families are here, bring them. We've got lots of lawn we haven't used yet. And we'll play a little bit of some country music and kind of fun songs. They're really good players, really fun to play with too. Another nice hand for Michael.
Thank you.
And it's fun to have a little education and a little music.
Well, and I also want to especially thank John. John was one of the first people I met when I moved to Crestwood 8 years ago. And thank you all for coming. And thank you, John, for letting me come play with y'all.
Come back. You take a C and an R and an ESS and W-I-N-D, and that spells Crestwood, and it means paradise. You take a C and an R and an ESS and W-I-N-D, and that spells Crestwood. It's mighty nice. Don't cover a lot when you look on the map. But I wasn't studying geography while I was looking at my retirement map. You take a C and an R and an ESS, W-I-N-D, and that spells Crestwood, and it means paradise. Baby, don't think of the village. It don't cover a lot when you look on the map. But I wasn't studying geography while I was looking at my retirement map. You take a C and an R and an ESS, W-I-N-D, and that spells Crestwood, and that's home to me, and that spells Crestwood, and it means paradise in Gainesville, Georgia, USA.
Thank you, John. Thank you all for coming.
Happy Veterans Day, happy Thanksgiving, and come back in 2 weeks. Mark your calendar, bring your friends, and we'll have some fun songs for you then. All right, good night, and God bless. Beautiful weather.
I think God ordered that up.
Yeah.